Hello, this is my presentation on resilience in architecture. My name is Natalie Munson. I'm a senior at Gibson Neck High School, and I will be attending Western Washington University in the fall. I'm planning on majoring in sustainable development and urban planning. Um, and I'm talking to you today about this topic because I interned at an architecture firm for 3 years. And so this is a very personal subject to me, and also has been a big topic in the architecture, construction, engineering world for the past couple of years. So let's get into the agenda. First, we're going to talk about some climate change fast facts and why it's important. And then we're going to be talking about solutions, which will be blue streets, green roofs, treatment trains. And then we'll be talking about what you can do. So what you're going to be taking home from this. So to start, um, climate change is a long-term change in the average weather patterns that have come to define Earth's local, regional, and global climates. This is an important distinction because oftentimes people throw the word around without knowing what they're actually talking about. Um, Climate change is what we're starting with here because to understand why we need resilience in architecture, we have to target and understand the stressor, which in our case is climate change. Climate change can cause severe weather, which is important to note for people depending on where they live. For example, if you're on the fault line in California, or you live in the Midwest and get lots of tornadoes, or you live on the East Coast and get hurricanes, depending on your location, what your building needs in terms of reinforcements is going to drastically change. Climate change is happening, and once we recognize that and understand that, we can start working on solutions. So, one of the first solutions I'm going to be talking about is blue streets. Blue streets are specifically designed for the overflow of water, whether that be from rain, flooding, or some other event. They're a functional solution to overflowing in streets, and they help to prevent water damage in buildings and homes. Um, and we can make them by turning the edges of the street into something that looks kind of like the banks of a river with plants and spongy soil. Then we waterproof the roadbed itself, sealing off manholes and underground electrical boxes. This is actually kind of an interesting piece for me because at the firm that I interned at, which was Collins Warman in downtown Seattle, Steve Modemeyer, who is the big resiliency guy there, actually worked on these and talked about them in a couple news articles. So, yeah, blue streets are a functional solution to overflowing in streets, and they can help to prevent water damage in buildings and homes. The next solution I'm going to be talking about is green roofs. And a green roof system is an extension of the existing roof, which involves, at a minimum, high quality waterproofing, root repellent system, a drainage system, filter cloth, a lightweight growing medium, and plants, of course. And while this may seem excessive, green roofs actually have a number of positive public, private, and design based benefits. Some of the private benefits include waste to landfill diversion, stormwater management, moderation of urban heat island effect, improved air quality, and local job creation. Additionally, the private and design based benefits include, but are not limited to, energy efficiency, fire retardation, noise reduction, reduction of electromagnetic radiation, increased biodiversity, and educational opportunities. Green roof technologies not only provide the owners of buildings with a proven return on investment, but they also represent for significant social, economic, and environmental benefits, particularly in cities, which I know is important because a lot of the people watching this are going to be from Seattle, which is one of the cities with the highest rate of green roofs. And roof gardens actually make up 41% of Seattle's green roof area. There's more types of these, as you can see. The next and last solution we're going to be talking about is treatment trains. The concluding way to provide resilience in communities through natural disasters is by using treatment trains, otherwise known as management trains. A treatment train is a sustainable water management technique that incorporates property flood resilience and resistance. An example of this is a case study from Redditch, Worcestershire, England. A SUDS, which is SUS drain, project done in 2003. The initial project included detention bases, rainwater harvesting, a constructed wetland, and a soils for a school development that had a traditional drainage system of that flowed to a pumping station that was then pumped into a sewer. The SUDS approach of this was to drain the site by following the gradient downhill to Ipsley Stream, which reduced the need for pumping with its associated cost and also removed the annual charge for a sewer connection. So, incorporating and allowing these developments early on in the project can reduce prices, prevent water safety issues, and provide a cost-effective solution compared to conventional drains. Once leaving this presentation, something you can do, there are these resources which are on the right of my screen, and there's a link at the bottom down here which goes to the NRDC, and I will link that in this video. They have a ton of great resources for stuff that you can do on the more social justice side of things. But also as designers and architects and engineers and everything, talking to your client or talking to the people on your team about incorporating one or more of these ideas into your next project is always a great option. A lot of these things can oftentimes be done after a project is already completed. You can just add them on. So even if you have an old project that you think could use an updating, it all would work. You can also try to educate your coworkers, whether that be through a lunch presentation or attending a meeting at another firm about some treatment plan like this. And you can also even start a sustainability team at your firm. So thank you for watching. The next couple slides are just going to be my bibliography, so you can see all of the links and everything that I went through. This presentation will be available to read through with my notes and everything linked below, and feel free to comment and ask any questions. My contact information will also be at the bottom.